Hi, welcome to Last Call to Gilded Troll, where we shit on past campaigns.
I mean, sometimes.
Nah, we talk about past campaigns. We're talking about Storm King's Thunder this week.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry.
Oh boy.
Before we dive in, so this is the last call that will be
About a campaign. Until we finish Avernus, at which point we'll do a last call about Avernus.
Yeah.
Do a retrospective.
How many sessions do you think are left of that?
Like 4 or 5-ish. I don't know. It depends on how quick you move and how much content I want to cut out.
And how many rocket boosters you attach to your fucking hell cycle.
Can I make those?
Sure. At this point, your war machines aren't super important.
No.
But that's Avernus. We're talking about Storm King's Thunder.
So I need new ideas. So there's a link for Discord down below. Join the Discord. Tell me what you want us to talk about.
You know, just put it in chat.
Yeah, put it in chat.
You can do that too.
We can talk about like DMing styles, playing styles. I have a few like random ideas that we could build random TV, book, and movie characters as D&D characters.
I really don't think that's a good idea.
I don't think it's half bad.
All right, so here's the reasons that that's a bad idea. Number
which is
one,
inspired. Hang on, I gotta say that. Which is inspired by someone on YouTube who already does it already. Tolok the Barbarian.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Has a series called Building Character, which does it.
Yeah, so, okay, so there's 3 reasons why us doing this is a bad idea. Number 1, that guy's already doing it.
So?
Number 2, he does it 3 times a week. We would do it maybe once a week in between other topics.
Right.
Number 3, he does a lot of characters from shit that I've never even heard of that I don't want to have heard of.
So we could pull viewer chat, like, which character would you want us to build, and then you guys would just do it better.
Yeah,
Yeah, but what if we don't even know who the fucking character is?
Like I don't know who the fuck the character is, so what? I'm just gonna read, like, Wikipedia articles?
It's not like a fill in the blank, it's like, here's a poll.
Yeah. It's like, oh, how do I build Cloud Strife?
I don't think it's a bad idea.
Hexblade.
D&D trivia was the other thing I was thinking about. If I don't do actually again, which is hard as fuck to create questions, I can just do, like, straight up Jeopardy.
Yeah, Luke, when you doing Jeopardy?
Based.
When I stop working so much.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
that's
ideas.
the thing. Give us ideas. Put it in chat. Put it on Discord. You know, just hit us up. Let us know.
Hit us up.
Clink.
Clink.
Welcome to Last Call.
Grab a
This is the
drink.
part where we get drunk.
And then me and Ian are getting Taco Bell after, because that's going to be a thing now.
It's not gonna be a thing.
It's going to be a thing.
No.
DoorDash.
I'm not paying for it. Jesus. Cloud Strife is Eldritch Knight.
Just make like 12 accounts, you get free
Fuck yeah!
I feel like Cloud Strife needs to be a full caster because materia allow him to do fucking anything.
See, this is what I'm talking about. It's fun to think about, right?
Cloud's a blade singer.
It's fun to think about, though, right?
No, because blade singers can't two-hand their weapons. Fuck. All right. Storm King's Thunder.
So, Storm King's Thunder came out September of 2016, which was in between the release of Curse of Strahd, right after Curse of Strahd, and right before Tales of the Yawning Portal.
Where's my tails?
I think I put it in the wrong spot, because I was looking for modules for you to run.
Yep, it's in the wrong spot.
Yeah, but for me to run
Way to go,
for you.
Steph.
Man, I don't know his order. I will never remember his order.
They're in numerical order. Can someone tell me if Out of the Abyss came out before or after Prince of the Apocalypse? Because I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
This is not this talk, okay? Get it together.
So we're talking about Storm King's Thunder.
So...
The 6th time.
How was prepping the module start there? That's where we usually start.
So prepping the module was actually, like, hilariously easy. So it's super linear to the point of being on rails for all of Chapter 2. And then you get into Chapter 3, and it's just like, have literally the entire Sword Coast, which kind of sucked to prep. But honestly, it was essentially like a bunch of random encounters and then a few locations. But unless you gave your players a reason to go to any of those locations, they're not gonna fucking...
No.
Like, why are they gonna go to... I was literally gonna say Winterhold, but that's Skyrim. I don't know.
You haven't even been playing the game. What the fuck is your excuse?
It's just a generic fucking bullshit fantasy name.
Yeah.
Like, why are they gonna head to place? Oh, Prince of the Apocalypse is first. Good to know. I'll have to swap that.
Is that like a cross promotion thing with Sword Coast Adventures guy?
That's a good question. When did Skag come out?
That was pretty.
November 2015. When did Storm King's Thunder come out?
September of 2016.
Oh, okay, so nearly a full year later, so
Yeah.
definitely not a cross promotion of any sort.
Yeah.
I think Storm King's Thunder might have actually been an apology for how terrible Skag was. No, seriously, because Skag had...
Sucks because of how terrible Storm King's Thunder was.
Yeah.
Cyclone. It's all down.
Oh, that's loud. Gotta turn that down a little bit.
Let's get riggedy wrecked.
Oh, keyboard's off.
Rickety?
Riggedy wrecked.
It's riggedy.
Riggedy.
Fuckhead. How much have you been
Fucked up.
drinking?
Jesus, Luke. How many of those have you had? Oh, he's on a streak! Mike, don't fuck up your streak.
I'm trying real hard.
11, holy shit, 11 months.
Dude.
Jesus.
What's Luke drinking?
What's Luke drink? Looks like a Mike's.
Nothing I'm proud of.
The Mike's hard lemonade.
Unless it's White Claw. Like, you have nothing to be ashamed of. It's fine. Is it White Claw?
No, it's a...
I can't drink White Claws. I drink 2 and then I feel like I'm gonna like explode.
Yeah. Too much carbonation.
Um,
It's really linear. Story
well,
goes. It's
chapter
mythology.
2... Okay, so it's really stupid, because chapter 2 is stupid linear. Chapter 3 is 1,000,000% sandbox. Chapter 4 is stupid linear. And then chapters 5 through 9, it's literally pick a chapter you want to play. Like, the players pick a fucking chapter.
Which
And
was based off of the...
it's based on the MacGuffins you find in chapter 4.
What are they actually called? We keep calling them MacGuffins.
Giant
what
relics.
are they actually called?
Giant relics.
Okay.
They're MacGuffins.
Sorry.
I don't know. That rock was pretty.
That rock was cool. I actually like that rock. Luke, you don't remember pinning a green dragon to the ground by putting a rock between his shoulder blades?
Oh, the big ass boulder thing?
Yeah.
The rock that turned into a boulder.
Yep.
Yeah.
That thing was fuck huge. We used that so many times. We dropped it on like that
Yeah.
city or whatever, or that.
You
You
dropped
dropped
it-
a castle.
Yeah, you dropped it on a castle, and that was the last time you got to use it, because you were like, I'm not coming back to get it tomorrow.
There were a lot of cool ideas. Now that I'm thinking back on this, it's just the main line had a lot of issues.
Yeah.
He brought up a lot of stuff this morning when I was like saying
Prepping questions.
and he brought up a lot of parts in the module. It's like, oh yeah, that was cool. Oh yeah, that wasn't bad. So it's
Yeah.
like the overall feeling was shit. But
Yeah, so the reason that the campaign felt so terrible to us is the narrative structure is fuck awful. Giants are a problem, go fix it. And it's presented to the DM as a mystery,
Mhm.
but to the players it feels like standard let's go fuck up some bad guys. And as you continue throughout the campaign, instead of working your way through a mystery, the mystery just kind of like bonks you on the fucking head every once in a while, and you're like, wait, what? And you learn that the Storm Giant King was kidnapped.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
should probably
like,
do an overview of the general idea of the campaign.
Yeah.
all right, so the general plot of the campaign, I don't know exactly like what order things happen in, but I know that Anam the Allfather, the god of all giants, broke the Ordning, which is the divine literal caste system that puts storm giants above cloud giants above fire giants, so on and so forth.
Which is
That's a cool thing.
That is
Breaking
cool.
the Ordning is a cool thing. And then at some point, either immediately before or after that, a group of cultists who worship a kraken, orchestrated by an ancient blue dragon, captured the Storm Giant King.
Because
wait, was it really that
I don't remember
convoluted?
Yes.
I don't remember a Kraken either.
Yeah,
They're kraken-shaped
exactly.
their boat was shaped like a kraken.
Their boat was shaped like a
Oh,
kraken.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, I don't
literally
remember,
none of that.
I don't remember at all Anam being the one to cause the problem. Why did he do that?
I
Was he just
think
bored.
I think the reason they gave was he was pissed off at the Giants for being so complacent during the events of Tyranny of Dragon. Like, why the fuck did you all not rise up to destroy the dragons when they were being assholes? Our mortal fucking enemies, and you guys kept bickering.
So typical
Not even-
godlike shenanigans.
Not even only bickering. Like, some of them were allowing themselves to be subjugated by them.
Yep.
Fucking Blagothkus and his fucking castle. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Chump ass bitches.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that whole castle.
They could body slam those dragons, but nah, just cowardly little bitches.
Just
You would think they would have like a better idea of what they were working with since they did Tyranny of Dragons already, and Tyranny of Dragons is, well, not to say like they're the same exact thing, but Tyranny is dealing with dragons and giants, or in Storm King's Thunder, and Storm, like, they are already integrated in that giants hate dragons, dragons hate giants.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you go from, and why would you start off, like, Tyranny didn't start off with a mystery. They're big fucking dragons flying through the sky.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You got hill giants who are lumbering fools, like fire giants who are militaristic assholes, like you got your makers and the stone giants. Like, where does this whole like subterfuge like thing come from?
They had material to work with. They didn't need to mask anything. I don't know. It wasn't set up very well. You actually said earlier today you started at chapter 2 and you completely skipped over chapter 1.
Yep. Yeah.
Why?
So for a number of reasons. So number one, the pacing in chapter 1 is just like fuck awful in terms of leveling up. Chapter 1 is about, I would say, 2, maybe 3 levels of content, and yet you're supposed to be level 5 by the end of it. It's breakneck level up pace, like 1 fight level to 2, 2 fights level to 3, 1 fight level 4, 2 fights level 5, and it's absolutely breakneck milestone leveling to the point where Storm King's Thunder was unplayable in an Adventurers League because Adventurers League does not allow milestones. And by the end of chapter 1, you'd be level 2.5, maybe 3.
So fucked.
Do all the published modules have you start at level 1 other than Dungeon of the Mad Mage?
Yes.
Some of them start at 3.
Do they? I don't think
Curse of Strahd allows you to start at 1 or 3. If you start at 1, you do Death House. If you start at 3, you skip Death House. Out of the Abyss, level 1. Prince of the Apocalypse, I don't fucking know. Tyranny is 1. Storm King's Thunder is 1 or 5. Tomb is 1, 3, 5, or 7. Dragon Heist is 1. Actually, no, I think it's 1, 3, or 5. Dungeons of the Mad Maid, you start at 5. Test from the Yawning Portal doesn't count. Salt Marsh doesn't count because it's a bunch of mini adventures. Avernus starts at 1. Yeah, no, every adventure allows you to start at 1 except Dungeons of the Mad Mage.
It just seems
Which makes
weird.
sense because it's a follow-up to Dragon Heist.
Yeah, if you're breakneck pacing, like, why not just say, dude, just start with a higher level character?
So there's a few things that are like introduced in chapter 1.
Probably because it was one of the earlier campaigns, wasn't it?
It's the 5th book.
Never mind.
Tyranny of Dragons, Prince of the Apocalypse, Out of the Abyss, Curse of Strahd, Storm King's Thunder. Like, they knew what the fuck they were doing. Or at least they should have.
The
Out of all
Princess
the
of the
modules
Abyss.
we've done so far, like, how do the starter level 1 content compare?
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, what?
Has a level
Like the starter
1.
content, like to introduce you to the module, like the level 1, let's get you ready for the third level where we actually want to start the module.
Compared to Avernus. Because that, you need to be level 5 to enter Hell,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So how is... Yeah.
Okay, so in Avernus, you spend the first 4 levels of play exploring the same themes and some of the same characters, let's say. Like, you don't interact with Zariel, but you interact with the Cult of Zariel.
Okay.
You don't interact with Tiamat, but you interact with the Cult of the Dragon.
So themes carry on
The
into
themes
the higher
and
levels.
foreshadowing carries forward.
Okay.
In chapter 1 of Storm King's Thunder, you fight a bunch of goblins and bugbears and wargs, and then right at the end of chapter 1, you meet a friendly cloud giant who explains the plot to you.
I don't think that's necessarily bad.
It's horrible.
Okay, no, like, think...
No, the problem is they wanted to start it at level 1. Yeah. There is no way level 1 characters can fight giants. None.
Yeah. Why not just go to a bunch of towns where giants were a problem? but like not have them fight giants. It's like you're dealing with the aftermath, and there's some people that are like helping. I don't know.
Because stupid players will stick around for the next time the giants show up.
This is our town now.
You mean like we did?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you were supposed to because you were level 5.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Hey, I shot that blue dragon in Tyranny at level 1.
You did. And I think you did enough damage
my
to
God.
make it run away.
I don't know, I know I crit it.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, you crit.
We almost killed the dragon at the beginning of Dragon Ice Fire Peak too.
It wasn't the beginning. It was like halfway
It was-
through.
I mean, no, it was,
Basically,
That game was 8 sessions, babe.
okay, whatever.
You said that Cloud Giant talks to you at the end of chapter 1, you said?
Yeah.
So, how we did it, we skipped chapter 1, and we
Yep.
went in, had no fucking idea what was going on.
Mm.
Is that better that we did it that way? Because, like you said, it's presented as kind of a mystery to the DM, and we're just bumbling versus, ooh, evil bad guy we need to smash. But knowing about the ordning and all that bullshit, that would have significantly changed the dynamic, I would think.
I can't remember everything that Zephyros is supposed to tell you. That's the cloud giant.
Zephyros.
Zephyros.
Jesus.
He's a cloud giant wizard flying around in a cloud giant wizard's tower.
Does he fly on a rock?
No, I just told you it's a wizard's tower.
It's a rock.
But does he have a pet rock he flies on?
He does not. That's a
Fucking
storm giant
shits.
thing.
Giants are giants and assholes.
I can't remember exactly what the book tells you that he's supposed to exposit, but I remember feeling like it was like, oh, all of the things that you probably should have been foreshadowing this whole time, info dump them. And I if I recall correctly, what I did was I tried to foreshadow those things throughout chapter 2 instead.
Okay.
So the way the book is set up, you do all of chapter 1 in some bullshit town called Nightstone or something vaguely fantasy. Nightstone. I think it's actually called Nightstone.
Is it?
And then at the end of that chapter, you somehow meet Zephyr. I don't know. You somehow meet Zephyros, and then he takes you to one of 3 places, and it's up to the DM to pick. He takes you to either Tribor, Bryn Shander, or the Golden Fields. I picked Golden Fields because it seemed the most interesting to me. Huh?
The other
You're not
ones.
supposed to. The DM picks one of them. Good job.
Jesus. Coaster. Sorry.
Coaster stuck to her
Yeah,
glass.
stuck in my glass.
Job, Steph.
The DM picks one, and then you never hear about the other 2, which is really weird. Like, why do
It's
that?
the illusion of giving you options.
It doesn't add anything to the game to give the DM options that the players don't get to choose from.
Yeah, it's like,
It
oh, this
adds
is really
n-
cool.
Yeah.
But
If I wanted, so if instead they had just given me Golden Fields,
Mm-hmm.
and I said I don't like that, I can find a fucking supplement on DM's Guild, and I'm sure someone else didn't like it, and they'd pick a different one. What ended up happening is everyone picks Bryn Shander. Everyone.
Hmm.
Just everyone picks Bryn Shander, because I guess it's the best. I don't know.
Based on what?
I don't know.
Hmm.
I think it's because it's fire giants instead of hill giants.
Everyone hates
So,
hill
you got even harder.
Or is it the frost giants? I don't fucking know.
Everyone hates
There's
hill
fire giants, frost giants, and hill giants at the 3 settlements. I can't remember which one's which.
Either fucking way, the players have even less chance versus the opposition. So, like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Why would you pick
That's
the
why I
easier
picked
one?
Golden Fields. I picked the easier one because you guys were level 5 against a bunch of fucking giants. Like,
Yeah.
you need a chance.
Yeah.
Plus, I wanted to actually be able to throw giants at you, whereas, like, if I picked a fire giant, one fire giant versus a group of level 5s would shit on you.
So there's a CR difference between the two, right?
Oh, yeah. I want
Okay.
to say fire giants CR 10 and hills 5.
sounds about right.
Yeah.
So, as far as giving the DM a choice, probably so that you can run it multiple times in multiple groups and it would still be different. That's
Maybe.
like not a really good reason, but
Ah,
like
fire giants 9.
maybe that's the
Frost
reason.
giants at Bryn Shander.
Yeah. It's giving options without. Yeah.
Like, giving the DM extra options is worthless because the DM already has infinite options. If I wanted something other than Golden Fields, I'd just fucking write it.
Not all DMs would.
Yeah.
Not all DMs are even capable of.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But
so you need some material.
DM's Guild, homebrew supplements exist. And if you're so worried that DMs will hate your content, that they want to do something else, make your content suck less. Don't write more. More is not better.
They already have a following. They know whatever they publish is going to get bought and used.
But my point is more is not better.
Yeah.
More options at this stage of the game is not better. Just write a better option so people aren't looking for another one.
Right.
So 2 things. First, read the disclaimer in the book.
Oh. You want to grab the book?
This is right here.
I got it.
What's the second thing?
Second thing, more options not good. So how do you guys feel about the open-ended aspect of this campaign? Like the other campaigns were a lot more railroady and didn't have too many general options. Like you had like general choices, but like this is, hey, go fix these problems. Whatever problem you pick, this is what you fix. How did you think in the early game, those options for the DM, this is options for the player and the DM. How do you think they did in those options? Were those a little bit better?
So I think the part where the players actually get to choose is vaguely interesting. The problem is that it literally doesn't matter. It just literally does not matter.
We don't know that. We don't know that.
You do, because it's stupid transparent as the plot continues that whichever giant...
We got all of them?
Say that again?
I think we literally got all of them because we just were like, oh, this one's closer to this one, and then we'll do
one to this one. So you're talking about the MacGuffins. When I think of like the player's choice later in the game, I think of when you bring those MacGuffins back, if you got a Hill Giant MacGuffin, then you can choose the Hill Giants to go to. Mm-hmm. If you got a Frost Giant MacGuffin, you can choose the Frost Giants to go to. And the way it's presented in universe, it's all of the giants are trying to do some really bad shit to get to the top of the ordning. Please go stop them. But then you only have to stop one of them for some reason. But the actual reason that you need to go stop one of them is because each of the giant lords, each of the giants who's top of their race of giants ordning, has the conch of teleportation that allows the actual friggin' MacGuffin that allows you to get to Hecaton's court. Right. And it's transparent as hell to players with half a brain that we should probably just pick the Hill Giants because they're stupid and easy to kill.
Yeah.
You guys picked Cloud Giant for some reason. I don't know why.
I think it was
Blagothkus
or something like that.
Oh yeah. So you met the son of Blagothkus at the
Eye. We loved him.
At the Eye of the Allfather.
And he died.
And you metagamed that you'd probably end up at Skyreach Castle. Spoilers, you didn't.
I will say that constantly being on the hunt for an item feels really bad.
Oh yeah.
There's railroading where it's like do step A to get to step B to get to step C and then collect all the things.
Yeah. I will point out that when you guys got to the part where you needed to collect MacGuffins, I literally broke character to explicitly tell you, you do not need all of them.
And then we did anyway.
Yeah. And you said, yeah, but we probably need a specific one, so we're gonna get all of them just in case.
I think we did that. It might have been to piss you off at that point. Or maybe we're just completionists.
Anyway, the disclaimer.
We're idiots.
Disclaimer, creatures and objects in this adventure are bigger than they appear. No giant beanstalks were damaged and no golden geese were harmed in the making of this book.
Oh, that one's cute. That's my favorite so far. God damn, it's in the worst fucking book. Alright, let's see what else I got.
Well, I want to say something.
Sure.
The MacGuffin search, that was dumb as hell for all sorts of reasons. But the other one, the other open-ended whatever nonsense, before all that, where it's, okay, we leave Golden Fields, after we did the lob bullshit, which we should talk about.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, we have all these quests from all these people to go to all these places, and we don't know what the fuck we need to do and why, so let's just pick one.
Yeah.
And that, I think, was pretty nice. Go to place, do the thing that was asked, and oh shit, we stumbled across some information about what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
That was cool. I liked that.
Yeah.
There were a couple of dead ends, a couple of what the fuck actually is happening, but that's supposed to happen, I think.
Dropping tidbits while accomplishing something in a given place, it feels fine.
Yeah.
Because you're making progress in the overall story while still taking care of something smaller and feeling like the hero.
Yeah, like we stumbled across a fire giant trying to unearth the pauldron of Anam, and it was like, holy shit.
Vanadad, yeah.
That. And it's like, holy shit, they're trying to make a mecha or something? What the fuck are they doing?
Yeah.
But holy shit, that's how they're going to be the top dog.
Stumbling upon that.
I think Vanadad is giant for...
Vanadad.
I think it's Death Giant or something like that.
Oh,
it's giant for giant.
Giant for giant.
I know Dodd means death. I just don't know what Vanan means. But yeah, so the way Chapter 3 is presented to the DM is painful.
Titan of Death.
Titan of Death. Sick.
That's actually really cool.
So Chapter 3 literally presents every fucking location imaginable on the Sword Coast with the tiniest goddamn blurb. Like, so little info. It's like, here's Bryn Shander. Well, I mean, Bryn Shander is a bad example, but like, here's Neverwinter, and 3 paragraphs about it. Excuse me?
3 whole paragraphs is all you get.
You get a paragraph about Mount Houghtonal, which I love just doing a southern accent for, because it sounds like a hootenanny.
Oh my god.
God damn it.
You offended Bayless again.
Hey, cool, Bayless is here. But yeah, so it's presented horribly because it's like, here's every single location on the Sword Coast alphabetically. Make a plot.
That's not intimidating.
And then literally right at the end of the chapter, it says, and I didn't know this when I was prepping Chapter 3.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to figure out how the fuck do I get from Chapter 2 to Chapter 4 with the tools that Chapter 3 is giving me.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not know that after the alphabetical list of every single fucking location, it's like, hey, Harshnag exists and he's important. You should, like, put him in a place so that they can find him.
Jesus.
Why would you not lead with that?
Holy shit. Wow.
God.
Like, I get giving some creative control to the DM, but that seems a little too much.
You need suggestions early on, is the thing. It's like, here are potential hooks from place to place, from chapter to chapter, from motive to motive. It's like, you know...
hey, Mike, that tower that you guys owned? Bam.
That's ours, bitches.
Yeah, there's a hill giant squatting in it.
Neato.
Yeah.
But yeah, so 50-ish pages of alphabetical locations, and then featured encounters. Old Tower. Inner Circles, which is literally like, hey, if any of your players are wizards, they can, and maybe they like Harpers, they can get access to the Harper teleportation network with this worthless art.
How the fuck can you
Worthless art. Full page art. There's nothing. And then Harshnag. This encounter can occur anywhere in the north and is designed to lead characters toward Chapter 4 of the adventure, The Chosen Path. After romping around the north for a while, the characters might reach a point where they can't decide where to go next. That's the best time to use this encounter.
Oh, for
That's
fuck's sake.
terrible.
That's a terrible time to use that encounter.
Wow.
Fucking.
That's
wow.
really bad.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so Chapter 3 is a massive flaming pile of shit show.
I'm shocked at that.
That's ridiculous, yeah.
lazy.
If your players are so bad that they're completely fucking lost,
It's not even...
give them an Ex Machina!
It's literally not even so bad that they're completely fucking lost. It's, we don't have any way for the players to get to where they need to go, so here's the ex machina for when they get frustrated.
Yeah. Because without Harshnag, would that even be doable to
No.
continue
Nope.
on?
No, and here's why. If you've somehow managed to get to the Eye of the Allfather without Harshnag, you literally need a giant to open the door.
And who the fuck else would we ever get for that?
Nobody. Harshnag is essentially the only good aligned giant in the entire fucking Sword Coast.
What about Lob?
No good aligned giants? Yeah, we could use Lob. It's fine.
Okay.
So hey, we should talk about Lob.
Oh my god, we should
All
talk
right,
about Lob.
so I don't know if his name is Lob in the book or if I just came up with that.
Let a player describe
Alright.
how we
Yeah.
how Lob was a thing. Does
Start at
anyone
the beginning.
Yeah.
Should I read my notes?
No, please don't do that.
Alright, so we were in Golden Fields, and there was an attack,
Mm-hmm.
and it was Lob and his brother, Gug.
No, you met Gug later. Lob and...
There were two. I know there were two.
I think his name was Mog.
No, it wasn't Mog?
I don't know. Whatever.
Reference your notes.
His brother's name isn't important.
And we ended up killing his brother, and we had Lob. And for some reason, we took this poor fuck, convinced him that he knew where the other giants were, even though he's dumber than a box of rocks. And we followed this poor fuckhead through a forest for 3 sessions. And he never
About
knew.
7 in-game days. And I gave them
Oh my
every
God.
opportunity to realize that this guy was a total fucking moron and had no idea where he was going.
Too bad we're bigger morons.
Usually by saying, he runs for 4 hours in a straight line, stops, looks around confusedly, and then runs in a completely different direction.
I don't think we had any idea where to go at that point, though.
So
That's
here's
I
what
said
you were
earlier.
supposed to do. Instead of following Lob, you're supposed to sleep for the night and then talk with the villagers, who then sent you on those quests that Mike said he liked because the quest had ended up leading to information that was useful.
Well, we did sleep for the night, and then just immediately fucked off with the giant in the morning. Because
Didn't they have like goblin chuckers or some shit?
They had goblin chuckers.
Goblin
Yeah.
I mean, they chucked goblins.
No, they had catapults on their back.
Ah, yeah.
Load a goblin.
Stop! I don't
Yeah.
remember that.
That's fucking cool.
Salem got nailed by one.
The reason I think we followed Lob around so long is, 1, you doing Lob's voice was absolutely hilarious. 2,
I don't know where I'm going.
2, I personally felt horrible for leaving this poor creature by itself somewhere when it didn't know where
After
it was
killing
or where
its
it was
brother?
going. After killing its brother.
Oh, here we go. Here's a goblin chucker.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That looks like Pathfinder art.
It kind of does, yeah.
That's kind of cool.
I'm having a hard time with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that little spiky thing coming out of it's a goblin.
Also, we had no idea what we were even trying to do aside from
Yeah.
oh fuck hill giants. So it was like,
Yeah.
oh, a hill giant, he can lure us back to his pack and then murder all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems like a reasonable thing to
But
think of.
here's the
Because
thing.
Yeah.
If I had let you guys follow him back to Grudhaug, I would have skipped the entirety of chapters 3 and 4.
okay, just get rid of the horn of whatever the fuck
And
lead us into the rest of chapter 2 or 3.
no, what I should have done is I should have just let you. In hindsight, I should have let you just stumble into Grudhaug and all 16 hill giants there and see if you can deal with it. And if you could, find the conch, use it.
Speed run.
Find the conch, use it, go to fucking go to Maelstrom, which is the name of Hecaton's underwater castle, and then just be totally fucking out of your entire goddamn depth.
Why? When we did get there, how did we not immediately get our shit just ruined?
You didn't go to Grudhaug.
We ain't go over
Not Grudhaug, fucking Hecaton's place. With the
Because storm giants are noble creatures and don't attack small folk on sight.
Okay, so we would have been potentially gotten through the hill giants and then dumped into the fucking level 15 area well before we were ready, but it would have been fine because it's like, oh shit, they're little weaklings. I'm not going to step on them.
So,
Did you
okay.
guys have the boulder yet? We would have won. No,
No,
we didn't have the boulder yet. No.
So So the politics in the Storm Giant court are as follows. Hecaton was kidnapped. He's missing. He's the king. His wife is dead. I think she was murdered and he was kidnapped for some fucking... Why would they just not kill him? I don't know. Whatever.
Because they can siphon his power or things.
He was in magical
Giants have those?
stasis or some shit. They had 3 daughters, the 3 princesses. Sarissa, Nim, and I don't remember the other one. So Sarissa and the other one are the elder. I want to say they're twins, and then Nim is the youngest.
Mm-hmm.
Hecaton recently named Nim his heir, which royally pissed off her older sisters. They're both royal fucking cunts.
They're the stepsisters.
Yeah, basically. Nim's actually kind of a cool dude, and she's acting Queen Regent right now.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, there's an ancient blue dragon disguised as a storm giant.
Very poorly disguised.
With a blue dragon horn coming out of her forehead.
Hang on, we gotta find this picture. You know where it is. We reference this fucking picture all the time. And it's just like, could you hide it any fucking worse?
Yeah.
Memorize the page out of sheer hatred. Jeez, like...
I'm not a blue dragon!
Doesn't even look like a giant.
No.
Her face is so fucking
Oh,
flat.
here we go. Mirin, Nim, and Sarissa.
It's like Voldemort face.
Oh, wait. Oh, sorry. Sarissa's the youngest daughter.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, Mirin and Nim are bitches, and Sarissa is Queen Regent.
Did all this become apparent at the very end?
None of this became apparent at any point. None of this. None of this was ever made clear to the players.
Because I know I wasn't there for the finale.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, none of us were there for the finale.
Yeah, you didn't miss anything. None of those politics are ever made clear to the players. No matter how hard I tried to roleplay the sisters as different, you guys were probably just like, they're storm giants, 2 of them are being bitches, I don't know, whatever. So Imrith, this blue dragon, is essentially Grima Wormtongue, whispering in the ear of Sarissa, trying to corrupt her. Meanwhile, her uncle, Hecaton's brother, is trying to be the angel on her other shoulder.
Okay.
And it's just like...
I mean, that would have been, like, that's not terrible if we would have
It
just
wouldn't be
had...
terrible if you got more than 3 minutes of interaction with them.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
how
it was
would
kind-
you? How...
You wouldn't. There's
Yeah,
no
there's
fucking way.
no way.
By not doing it, like, shoehorning this fucking political bullshit right at the very end
Yeah.
when, like, we have no fucking idea what the actual problem is, and then suddenly, here's the actual problem,
Well, no,
here's
so-
reasons for the problem.
Wormtongue with a Y. I get it. That's
I feel
actually
like-
that's actually a really good pun.
Yeah, it's funny.
I feel like a big issue with it was that it was like maybe they figure out the issue with tyranny that was the scope was so big that their level there was too much leveling and stuff like that, so they tried to match it down to a little bit, but then at the same time you can't really do interactions with giants because they're not dragons, but they're pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Right.
So
They're
you can't really
storm-
interact.
Right, they're storm giants. Why do they have any reason to talk to peons? when
Okay,
they have
so
their
here's
own
the
problems?
thing.
Unless they needed something.
I think
But-
there was something about... Okay, so there's Imrith, the blue dragon.
Yeah.
She hates giants because she's a blue dragon.
Duh.
Duh. She was working with the Kraken cult,
Mm-hmm.
who had... I think the cult... I think it's actually just Cult of the Kraken. I don't know, whatever. She was working with them for some reason. And the reason she wanted to remove Hecaton specifically was because he was getting too chummy with the small folk. King Hecaton was pretty unpopular with his people
Mm-hmm.
because of how peaceful he was. Sarissa embodied that peace. Her older sisters wanted to just murder the small folk for kidnapping their dad. Even though it was a dragon who orchestrated the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's why she was working with the cult. Because she wanted small folk patsies.
Mm.
I don't know why the fuck the cult wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Because cults are stupid.
Cults are stupid. Fun fact, the Kraken cult was led by the Kraken Slarkrithel.
Krakens are intelligent?
Oh yeah, they're super intelligent.
Are they?
Okay.
Let's see, Kraken, intelligence 22.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Damn.
When
If you
did that
guys,
happen?
if you guys are familiar with the animated spellbook series by Zeba Shu, his episode on Eldritch Blast makes reference to the Kraken Slark Rathel.
I really like animated spellbook.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Is he still pumping out content?
I
feel
don't
like
know.
haven't watched it in a while.
But yeah, he actually like he goes into this whole thing. It's like, this is how you get Eldritch Blast, and it's like this one dude like descending into madness and eventually throwing himself into the waves and being saved by the Kraken Slark Rathel, and he makes a Gulak pact with the Kraken.
That's cool.
No Shadow's Ass alert, because I changed our Streamlabs settings to require 2 viewers to get an alert for a host.
Just so you didn't stay up on the screen the whole time, bro. It's not because we hate you.
Actually, because I hate now.
Oh, hey, did you fix that thing where it stays on forever?
Yup!
Hey.
Yeah,
Was
our
it
bits,
actually that option you
it
found?
was actually that variant option. Yep.
But it was not set right? What?
What do you mean?
Like, it was set to...
Oh yeah, it was set to 2 seconds, which should not have made it permanent, but it did.
Question. 'Cause
Question.
This is a fucking talk show.
Bro.
Did you use any resources when you were prepping Storm King's Thunder?
Very, very little, if anything. I
Do you
did.
think that hurt?
I did use a third-party module for when you guys went to Yartar, called the Golden Goose.
Oh, that
Yes.
shit was fun.
Golden
Oh! The
I cheated
casino!
so hard with that plus
Oh,
20
Kraken's Gamble is the name of the module. So I was trying to foreshadow the Kraken cult. I was trying to make it not completely out of left field by adding the Aboleth in, or by using that module, which has the Aboleth in Yartar, who's an agent of the Kraken cult. But then you guys killed the Aboleth, and you're like, oh, okay, this city sucks, let's leave forever, and didn't do any investigation past that. So you didn't learn anything about the Kraken cult.
We found the
Whoops.
Aboleth, and then we found the fish guy that wanted us to kill the Aboleth, and was like, hey, that Aboleth? And he was like, yeah! And then like we couldn't understand him, so it was like, oh, okay, bye.
Yeah. It also foreshadowed Lord Dryland for later in the module when you find one of those golden goose coins.
You mean
Like-
Dryland?
Dryland?
He literally put dry land in his nose.
Yeah, Mike's not bright.
Dry land.
Hey, man.
I remember that being I remember being nervous for that encounter because most of the roleplay was on me. And I was the far traveler and I had 2 exotic tabaxi and we were trying to get information.
Oh, that was
Oh
awesome.
my god.
Why do you have to... Oh, so when you're finally trying to find Hecaton, like, you know he was kidnapped, but the only clue you have is this coin that Sarissa found where he was last seen, and it's a golden goose. In the module...
Oh, I remember this. Oh, this is so bad.
Ascertaining where the coin came from requires a period of downtime during which a character can show the coin around, make inquiries at gambling houses and fest halls, and bribe local guards for information. A character must spend a certain amount of gold per day to cover expenses. After 1d4 plus 1 days, the character can make an investigation check. On a success, the character learns where the coin came from. A failed check means the character's investigation has reached a dead end, but he or she can try again by spending the requisite amount of time and gold. The DC of the check depends on where the investigation is conducted. Cities have more people to talk to and more leads to follow than towns and villages, but the expenses are higher. This information is summarized in the Finding the Golden Goose table. It's literally,
it's so
spend a bunch of days, roll investigation. If you fail, do it again. If you fail, do it again.
Is
If you fail,
downtimes-
do it again.
Are downtime days an AL mechanic? Or is that
No,
always
downtime-
been fucking...
So this isn't saying spend your downtime days, which you've accrued as a currency. This is just saying spend downtime. Don't go adventuring, just spend time doing stuff.
No, but is
Downtime days as a currency is an AL mechanic.
Is that them trying to insert AL?
No.
Okay. Because
No,
that
that's
was
just
going to
them
make me really
using-
mad.
That's just them using the word downtime because
Yeah.
that is literally what the word means.
It's downtime is also a mechanic in the DMG.
Okay.
Like you can spend downtime carousing or spreading rumors or
Okay.
gambling
All
or pit fighting. But yeah, it's literally if
That's so
if you're
fucking
specifically in
boring.
Yartar, the DC's 10 because the
Yeah.
place you're looking for is in Yartar. If you're in city other than Yartar, the DC is 15. If you're in a town, the DC is 20. If you're in a village, the DC is 25.
Oof.
And
You can-
is there any penalty aside from the gold cost to taking forever?
Nope, none whatsoever.
Does nothing moves forward story wise? No one.
Nothing
Yeah, I guess-
happens.
Yeah.
Hekaton is just held in stasis. They're sailing around the fucking frozen wastes.
Fire
They
giants are
do
still
that forever.
taken.
The fire giants are still trying to find the pieces of the Vonendad. The cloud giants are still whatever they're doing.
Flying
Chief
rocks.
Ga is still trying to obese her way to the top of
We never
the
met Ga. Can we
ordning.
talk about that? We never met Chief Ga.
You remember when I printed Chief Ga and you broke it?
I was hoping you wouldn't remember.
I remember.
How'd you break it?
There was so there is literally a well on top of her head. She's wearing a well as a hat, and there's a little crank on the side of the well, and Steph's like, "Oh, that's a support. Rip."
Good job, Steph.
It didn't look like a fucking well, okay? It looked like a problem, and I was trying to fix it.
Well,
Because, no, he misses so many goddamn supports, and I'm fucking really anal about that. It's not my fault.
Totally your fault.
We didn't
All
fucking
your fault.
encounter her anyway, so what does it matter?
It matters
Because you ruined an
because
awesome
I
mini.
brought the whole mini.
yeah.
Luke, I don't need this shit from you,
You want
alright?
beer?
What?
You want beer?
Yeah, I always
Yeah,
want
you get
liquor.
the
It's
beer.
Friday.
It's not liquor. It's a beer.
Booze.
You look like a problem. Oh,
I mean, we all look like problems, let's be real.
Shadows, good luck. Good luck dragging them to hell.
Wait, what?
Shadows is leaving to go play over
Oh,
us.
have fun, bro.
It looked like a problem and I fixed it. No, it looked like a problem and you broke it. Yeah, so fighting the Golden Goose is an absolute fucking shit show. So I threw that whole adventure in so that instead of bullshit waste time investigationing, you guys are like, we've seen those coins before.
And
Yeah.
to summarize, what exactly you did was you brought in the
The riverboat casino where those coins are chips, essentially.
right, and you did that by giving us the guy we found that he was from Yartar.
Yes.
Mhm.
And he had been sent downriver in a sack of aboleth jelly, having been cursed by the aboleth. Essentially what they were doing was the whole town of Yartar was being taken over slowly by the Kraken cult. Lord Dryland was in on it. The Water Baron was not. They were trying to remove all of the nobles who were loyal to the current Water Baron so that Lord Dryland could be voted the new Water Baron.
Hmm.
So,
Whatever
Okay.
happened to the purple lady?
Purple Lady.
She was the bitch on the boat.
The telepath.
Yeah, so she was an agent of the Aboleth, but not its thrall, and not happy about it. So she was aiding and abetting you to destroy the Aboleth, and as soon as she was found out, the Aboleth telepathically murdered her, because that's a thing
Oh.
it can do.
Damn. Wait, no, I know the guy got murdered. I didn't know she got murdered.
That sucks.
Because she was working for somebody, right?
We liked her.
I think the module actually says something about, like, as soon as she's found out, like, it just murders her remotely, because that's a thing Aboleths can do.
So a little off topic, but how you use a bunch of different modules from Diems Guild now? How do you go about figuring out which ones are good and to throw out? I'm assuming there's a lot of content on there.
Oh yeah, there's a fuckload of content on DM's Guild.
The thing I'm using on Monday is actually from DM's
Yeah.
Guild, and it's surprising how many, like, the reviews are completely honest.
Mm. Yeah, reviews on DM's Guild are really, like, very useful.
Yeah.
I don't know if DM's Guild makes it hard to falsify reviews, or if people just don't bother because it's so low stakes.
I think the DMing, or the D&D and DMing community just like to be brutally honest about what they run.
Yeah.
And it's really easy to tell when something is, like, super helpful or, like, a really good plugin for
Yeah.
something, or... Yeah.
But yes, like, it's mostly just reviews on DM's Guild, and as for how I find them, mostly Reddit and Discord communities. So the question that was asked to get us on this whole conversation was, did I use any resources?
Yeah.
And I mentioned the Kraken's Gamble module that I found on DM's Guild. I probably found that through the Storm King's Thunder Reddit, which, in my recollection, otherwise did not help me in any way. I do not remember any other ways that I relied on them for information. And that's not to say the community isn't helpful.
Yeah.
It's that I didn't go there for information or assistance. DM's Guild is fairly word of mouth. Their search feature is troubled.
Avernus is... You've had more resources and probably more help with Avernus than any other campaign that you've run so far, in between our Discord.
The Avernus Discord has been absolutely vital.
Reddit.
I mean...
Is it better having that amount of resources, or does it muddy things?
For a new DM, it would be absolutely overwhelming.
Yeah.
I am, admittedly at times, slightly overwhelmed.
Also, he preps on Mondays. Check it out. Just not this Monday.
Just not this Monday, because it's my fucking birthday. And I ain't about that. I don't work on my birthday.
Yeah, but I apparently do. Jackass.
But no, like, there is an absolute cornucopia of assistance to be found on the various Discords. Honestly, the subreddits are fucking trash. Mostly. Like, they're terrible. Most of the posts on our Descent into Avernus are Pogs Props and Midgardia and all of the other map makers just saying, hey, look, it's a thing I made. Check out my Patreon.
Oh, really?
Which is cool. Like, sure, whatever. Like, I subscribe to Pogs Props. I like their maps. Midgardia's style is it's not right for me. Maps are fine. They're good. I'm not a fan of Midgardia's style.
Don't shit on anyone. They might be watching.
But the whole subreddit's just shilling. It's, check out my Patreon, give me money, and I'll give you better maps than what I post here.
I mean, we do the same thing. I post in
Absolutely. You know, we do the same thing.
Stream. Like,
try to enjoy it if I give you bits on Monday. I know it doesn't happen too often. Jay Miller is a man of the players.
We love Jay Miller.
The players love Jay Miller.
I'm announcing this now. There are no summons on
No
Monday.
summons on Monday.
Because I'm DMing and I can't handle it, and I am insecure.
So if someone drops 5,000 bits, that's 20 nat 20 or 10 nat 20s.
Yeah. Nat 20s are fine. Inspiration is fine. There will be no summons.
Yeah, no summons.
Ain't about that shit.
Steph needs to actually prep monster stat blocks. She can't skim them like I can.
Dude, there's like 5 new monster stat blocks.
Luna Raya ain't here to hear it. Clip it.
Like custom monster?
Yeah. Which is cool, but I just need to...
But yeah, so the subreddits are generally garbage, but you can usually, like, in a pinned post or in the FAQ on the side, you can find a link to the actual Discord for that community, and the Discords are way better. I highly, highly, highly recommend the Discords for whatever module you're running. The Avernus Discord has been absolutely vital to me. You guys absolutely love your Cadies in Avernus, and that is ripped straight out of Bill Beer's War Machine supplement, which isn't out yet, and the only reason I have access to it is because I was on the Discord and he asked for playtesters. So, Bill Beers, if you're watching, thanks.
Although there probably wouldn't have been very much help for Storm King's Thunder to begin with in any given community, because it's just so not good that there's...
Narratively, it's a mess.
Yeah. But it was still the newest module at the time, and I'm sure a lot of people ran it, so everyone has ideas on how to improve things, or how to insert things, or how to...
I'm actually going to pull up our Descent into Avernus and see how many Patreon plugs are in the top 10 right now. First one, Pogs. Number 2, actual question. Number 3, some guy showing off his Roll20 landing page. Number 4, okay, I mean...
So
Number 1 and 10 are the same thing from Pogs Props.
Cut Luke off. Back the fuck up. What'd you say?
Luke, what'd you say?
So the large majority of the modules that we've played them fairly early on. Would you recommend most people trying to play older content because of the community's advice, or would you say jump on the newest thing and just try to...
This thing gets views. for people who are streaming. Other than that,
Yeah.
what'd you forget about? Oh shit, you left the freezer open. Oh my god.
10 minutes. Shut up.
Ruined everything, Steph.
It wasn't me.
So I think there might actually be like a sweet spot for that. Like if you were to run, okay, so Curse of Strahd's a bad example because that thing is a masterpiece and people are still obsessed with it. I joined the Curse of Strahd Discord like 2 weeks ago for some fucking. Actually, it was probably right before our Curse of Strahd last call. So that was probably like 4 weeks. I don't know. Whatever. It was a little while ago. And the community is absolutely insane. Like it's huge. Like the Avernus Discord, I want to say, is like 200 people, maybe a dozen of which are active. The Curse of Strahd Discord, I had to leave it after an hour because it just would not stop fucking blowing up. Like you could literally spend all day just replying to people's messages on that Discord. It was ridiculous. But Curse of Strahd's a ridiculously popular module, so I don't know if the other Discords are as active, but there is immense value in asking, hey, guys, my players are about to get to this part. How'd it go for you? What should I be looking out for? How can I make it better for my players? What was your experience?
Yeah.
And I think out of all of the Discords that I've joined and left, like I joined the Tyranny Discord at some point. I left that almost immediately because everyone was really stupid. This is years ago, so it's probably a completely different set of people now. I joined the Dungeon of the Mad Mage Discord, and it was completely worthless to me. I don't even remember why.
Dungeon of the Mad Mage had this thing where everyone was on board with that game show
Yes,
idea.
yeah, that's what it was. So
everyone
everyone in the Dungeon of the Mad Mage Discord was on board.
About that a lot.
Yeah, everyone was on board with Wyatt Troll's Hallister's game supplement, which made the entire dungeon a game show. And I seem to be the only person who realized that it would get old after about 3 sessions.
I don't think it's a bad idea to have a reoccurring, funny, slightly lighthearted thing and a massive dungeon crawl. I don't think it would have went over poorly if you had implemented it.
I feel like it would just feel like lackluster. You went through 23 levels of all of this shit just to be like, oh, okay, he was joking.
But it shows a certain amount of crazy on Hallister's part.
Yeah, I also showed a certain amount of crazy.
You did, but I'm just saying
without reshaping the entire campaign to be a fucking game show.
Not everyone can be you. It's a way to implement crazy on a slightly easier, very consistent level.
If Wyatt Troll had said, this floor is a game show, I'd be totally on board with that. You know why? There's already a level in the book that is called the Obstacle Course.
You're at like a 12, I need you down to an 8.
It's already a game show for an entire level.
Yeah.
And I hated that level anyway because it was just too much.
Yeah.
One level was too much. Making the entire dungeon a game show was just fucking stupid.
Hallister can go fuck himself.
We played over a year of that game.
It was actually not a year. You started in January and finished in December.
Okay, well, I'm counting Waterdeep. We played over a year. That would feel really bad to have played for that long. And just going through the same thing over and over again. Yeah. He's just joking with you over and over again. And then at the end of the thing, it's just like, oh, yeah, nothing changed. It was just a joke.
You might have been able to, evolutionize a little bit with it. Make it morph into something really desperate and,
I was just really upset because Arcturia Doom was one of my favorite levels. Mm-hmm. And Wyatt Troll was, he put out Hallister's game. And then he put out companions for each level, and some of them, I could just ignore all the Hallister's game advice and just use the rest of the advice that he put in there. Mm-hmm. And I bought Arcturia Doom for $3 or whatever it was. And it was literally, the whole level's a game show again! They have 100 rounds to turn off the weapon of mass disintegration. Excuse me?
The fuck?
The weapon of mass disintegration is on that level, but instead of it's a timer, it was find all of the keys and you can turn it on if you want.
Yeah.
You guys found one key.
All right, we're gonna round back to
Storm King's
Thunder. We just hate it so much that we just want to talk about other things. Okay?
No, we're actually just really dumb and can't not talk about
Can't
literally
stay on
anything else.
topic.
It's because we all played these campaigns together, so
Yeah.
it's like.
Yeah, it's like
What are those Knicks?
I have to pee.
All right, that's
You
okay.
can read the top, like the next question. I can.
Actually, for the three of us, if you remember your characters, describe them.
Oh yeah, it's been an hour and we haven't talked about the characters
Yeah.
on screen.
I played Bastus, the Tabaxi rogue.
Fastest.
We rolled stats for these characters, and I rolled
Oh, yeah,
very
you
high
did.
for its strength, dex, and con.
Oh my
so it
god,
was-
we used to roll for stats.
No, we didn't used to. It was just, hey, let's do it for this campaign, because fuck it.
Oh shit, really?
And I had very high physical stats and very dog shit mental stats. I was like, fuck it, I'm Adonis, and I'll name myself after Bastet, and I'm a kitty cat.
But you know what? I don't think sometimes rolling for stats is neat because I don't think you ever would have played that character given the opportunity to build your own.
Probably not,
Yeah.
but also I never want to play rogue again.
Stats in
so-
order?
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Did you roll stats in order?
Yeah, that's how AJ
Yeah.
got his 6 con or his 7 or 5 con or whatever.
Oh my god, yeah, I remember that.
And the fun thing about Bastus is he had about a plus 27 to pick locks, so that was fun.
It's plus 16. I just read it earlier today.
That was lower level though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and as your
it-
proficiency went up, so did your mod.
And Dex.
Yeah.
Basically, just look at anything locked and it just
I
opened.
actually, I think your dex is maxed once you hit level 4 because you rolled like a 19 or something stupid.
I don't remember.
AJ, who is not.
I was gonna do AJ
With
after everybody else.
Oh, that's fine. He was a Tabaxi
Yeah.
Warlock Hexblade.
Yeah, so actually, he played Hexblade before Xanathars came out.
Before it was cool.
No, before Xanathars came out. So he was playing the UA Hexblade, and in the UA, you're not allowed to use a two-handed weapon, just period. He used a lance, which doesn't have the two-handed property. It has the special property, which requires you to wield it in two hands if you're not mounted. But it also has disadvantage if the enemy's within 5 feet of you. And then, and then Xanathars came out like 4 sessions into our Storm King's Thunder game. And generally, what happens is if we're playing a UA, generally our rule is that if you're playing a UA content and it gets published, we switch to the published content. That actually happened to Praetus in New Zealand Sagas. He was playing the UA Oath of the Crown, and then Skag came out and it printed Oath of the Crown. So we switched to that mid-campaign. So Salem got switched to the Xanathars Hexblade mid-campaign, and we were like, "Do you want to glaive so that you don't have disadvantage if they're right in your face?" And he's like, "No, I like my D12." So he stuck with the lance.
I just fucking remembered, I was excited about him being a melee character, because like, yay, sneak attack buddy.
Yep.
He was never in melee fucking range with enemies, because he was always 10 feet away, that
Yep.
motherfucker.
That sucks as a rogue.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there was a barbarian.
Well, you were.
Speaking of which, Luke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played Varus. I was a ancestral guardian barbarian, which I don't think they were completely out when we played that, right?
I think they might have also been UA.
Yeah, I
Really?
think it was. Yeah. What book is that publishing?
Xanathars. No, I don't think Ancestral Guardian got UA.
I'm looking it up.
I don't think it
relax.
got a UA. I think it might have just been like, no, because...
Skag?
No, this is what happened. You started out as a Furbolg something or other, and then Xanathars came out, Salem got switched to Xanathars Hexblade, and you were like, ooh, Ancestral Guardian, I want to try that out. And you switched to a Goliath.
Xanathars came out in
I switched my
November
race?
2017.
We didn't start Storm King's Thunder the day it fucking came
Oh,
out.
yeah. I'm just so used to us like jumping on campaigns. Leave me alone.
I didn't know I switched my race when we started.
Yeah, you were a Furbolg, because I remember there being a bunch of jokes about you being a baby giant, which is
Yeah.
generally how Furbolgs are regarded.
Yeah.
Like, that's how Furbolgs are described.
I was Eiley, who started off as some fucking stupid bullshit
Homebrew shaman.
homebrew shaman, because my first 4E character was a shaman and I wanted to relive the glory days, apparently.
The glory days of 4th edition.
I think
Everyone's married to their first.
I think the homebrew shaman was built like a WoW shaman, though. If I recall correctly.
It wasn't.
Like you had totems, right?
Gross.
I think you had totems.
I don't remember because
Totems suck, though. They got rid of them.
They got rid of totems? That's so funny.
And then
I mean the flavor of the totems is still there, but the whole manage.
I mean, the fact that you had to spend a global cooldown to drop a totem.
Did I go ranger?
Yeah, you were a ranger.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I was a core, which I thought was cool, which is why she's upside down in the art with
a hook.
With a hook, and then there's an invisible owl because shaman. I love the art for her.
The invisible owl was your familiar. I don't know how you had a familiar as a ranger, but no, that was your beast companion as a ranger.
Yeah.
I think you were revised ranger.
Yes.
And that owl was it was statistically a giant eagle or something like that. But when you were a shaman, you had find familiar, and that was your owl. And you switched to ranger, and we're like, it's still a spirit owl.
Yeah, it's
Fuck
fine.
it.
It's fine.
It's just statistically a giant eagle.
She was cute.
Yeah, I guess we did do a little funky shit during that campaign.
Yeah, you guys did a whole lot of switching mid-campaign. And then Bassus was just, assassin rogue?
I don't remember.
I think you were... No, I think you were thief. And we were trying to figure out how second story work helped you at all, considering you already had a climb speed.
Yeah, it didn't.
Mike, is Bassus your least favorite character?
Absolutely.
Really?
Rogue is boring. My option is attack.
So you got Kaldaka,
got multiple.
Kaldaka, Boomy, Malarak, Bastus, Denton, Siku,
Arathar.
Yeah, Arathar's upstairs.
Not including Luke's half a campaign, Eileen's my least favorite.
You really did not like Druid.
I hated Druid.
Yeah.
You can play Shaman now, by the way. The Shepherd Druid is kind of Shaman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also that cute ass picture in the book of fucking her playing with
with
two
the puppies!
little polar bear puppies. They're so cute.
I think they're actually like wolf pups.
No, they're polar bears.
Grab Xana.
I can
Damn
just
it, I'll
look
grab
up.
it.
I can just look it up.
I'll grab it.
Fucking stupid ass. Alright, what else do I have? Oh, Ian, what was your favorite part of the module? If you had to pick one. And then I'll ask the pirates. That's how the shit
I was
works.
gonna say lob, but I made that up.
I love lob.
So that was your favorite part, the part you made up.
Honestly, what was my favorite part of the module?
The best part wasn't real.
Okay, I gotta take this moment.
They're polar bears, right?
Those are wolves. They're wolves.
Are you blind? They're polar bears.
Those are wolves.
Look at the fucking tails.
are
Are you
shit, there's a
retarded?
tail.
Those are wolves.
Those are wolves.
I didn't see the tail.
Those are
now.
wolves.
Shit.
God, Steph. Fucking zoology.
Yeah.
They have such bear faces.
Is it zoology or zoology? Anyway.
I think it's zoo.
All
wait.
right, so I have to give a disclaimer. So, Storm King's Thunder is unequivocally. I hate that word. I don't think there's a B in there. Unequivocally.
You just got so fucking serious
Unequivocally,
so quick.
yeah.
Unequivocally. Inarguably, our least favorite campaign out of any that I've ever run. There's no question about that. We all agree that it was the weakest, most boring campaign. I think a major component of that is that I was running 2 published campaigns at the same time, Storm King's Thunder and Curse of Strahd. And I was having so much fun with Curse of Strahd that I put all of my effort into Curse of Strahd. When
Mike, how does that make you feel?
the morning of our Storm King's Thunder sessions, I would read the book and go, okay, that's what I need to do next. Whereas with Curse of Strahd, I was planning 2, 3, 4, 5 sessions ahead.
For the viewers, real quick, me and Luke were in the Curse of Strahd campaign. Mike was not, but me and Luke were also in the Storm King's Thunder campaign.
Storm Kings.
Dude.
Storm King's Chunder.
That ghost girl told me to run.
Alright, so we're gonna get into why we decided that
Alright, so
We just skipped over everybody else's favorite ideas.
No, we have to address this first, and then we'll get back to it.
Well, no, I was using that as a lead-in to my favorite part of Storm King's Thunder.
Oh.
My favorite part of Storm King's Thunder was the fact that it's actually possible to run it having just read some of the module that morning. It's not going to make a great experience because the narrative is fucked. But it's good enough content to play a session at the table. The narrative is utterly fucked in that module, but the content is pretty good. If you can craft a different narrative instead of the dragon helps a Kraken cult kidnap a storm giant because fuck you, that's why. If you can craft a better narrative than that, Storm King's Thunder is a fantastically serviceable module.
You need that creativity to fucking make it work, though.
Yes, absolutely. You need the creativity, or you need to join a community where someone has already written that better narrative for you.
Yeah.
Let someone else be creative.
Yeah, let someone else be creative for you.
I mean, some people are a lot
So yeah,
better
that was
at
my
it.
favorite part of the module. Not a specific moment, but the fact that I could read it the morning of and go, oh, okay, that's what I'm running.
My favorite part, because I have to pee, so I'm gonna fucking say this and then run.
Cool.
I think I love Lob. I absolutely fucking love Lob. I love the casino shit that you inserted.
None of this is in the book.
I love the slimy guy in a barrel. We found
None
some.
of this is in the book.
Wait, shit, that wasn't in the book either. Fuck. All right.
Keep naming shit that isn't in the book, Steph. Let's go.
Do you want to describe that guy?
Yeah, so Aboleth made a dude's skin slimy, sent him downriver to Neverwinter. They picked him up just outside of Neverwinter because he got pulled out of the river in his little pod of Aboleth goo
Seagulls.
by giant seagulls. So they saved him from the giant seagulls and transported him back to Yartar in a barrel of water because he can't be without water for an hour or he'll die. That's all in Kraken's Gamble. So, yeah, don't read the book. Just download that module because it's apparently better than the fucking book. Mike, what was your favorite?
My favorite part, we touched on it a little bit earlier, I think. Maybe that was before the stream, I don't remember. But at one point, we have to go and find a whole pile of MacGuffins.
Yeah.
One of those MacGuffins is a small 5-pound rock, which when you give a command word, it turns into a 2-ton boulder.
Yep.
It can do that once a day. And at one point, Luke threw it at a dragon that was chasing our airship.
Yep.
Activated it, and dragons don't fly well when they're carrying 2 tons of stone on their back, so it crashed into the ground.
And it was pinned to the ground and you just murdered it.
That was fucking sick.
That was pretty fucking awesome. I would like to point out that before Luke didn't just throw the boulder at him because you can't I think I told him as soon as you say the command word it grows. You can't say the command word and then throw it. So Luke jumped onto the back of a dragon, placed it between its shoulder blades, said the command word.
I don't remember him jumping on the back. Holy shit, that got even
So-
better.
So
I
Varys
that.
rides this dragon plummeting out of the sky to the ground as it skids its face through the snow that they're flying over.
Oh yeah, we were over a mountain too, so
Yeah.
basically snowboarded the dragon.
You snowboarded the dragon into the nearest valley, and then you left the boulder there for a full day because you can't shrink it for 24 hours. And you're like, well, we'll come back for it. And in order to be able to find it, you used the Rod of the Vonendod, which can pinpoint an adamantine object within 10 miles. So Eiley removed her adamantine breastplate and put it on top of the rock.
Why did I have that?
I don't know.
There's nothing more fun than finding some fucking magic items and just breaking them.
Just doing stupid shit,
Yeah.
putting an adamantine breastplate. Well, the funniest thing was that you immediately replaced the adamantine breastplate with something better. I don't even remember what. I think you got +1 half plate or something. And the first time you activated the Rod of the Vonendod, it was point at Eiley.
Yeah.
It's oh shit. We need a bag of holding, and you put the fucking adamantine armor in a bag of holding so the rod wouldn't point at the goddamn armor.
I do remember that, yeah.
Given the fact that we're all laughing, there were some funny moments.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. There's a lot of hijinks in that campaign, so those are probably my
That's the
favorite.
people we play with, not the campaign.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The little bits during are great. It's fucking D&D. It's we're stupid shit's happening. We're having fun with it.
Can you whisper that into the mic?
overarching
All
story
right there.
is the dog shit part. And
Yeah.
when you don't care about the story and you're only caring about the hijinks.
Yeah, like there were so many layers to that narrative, and you literally unpeel one of the layers in chapter 3, 2 of the layers in chapter 4, and then 12 of them in chapter 10, and it's just like, what?
This went from 0 to 100 in
Huh?
way too short of a time.
Yeah, it was just like there was no pacing to the actual reveal of the plot.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck? We have 403 followers? The other day we had 404.
Who
Get
the
fucked,
fuck?
nerd.
Who the fuck unfollowed me?
Who the
Somebody
fuck
unfollowed you when you made that
unfollows
shitty
someone?
Probably. Luke, what was your favorite, other than just general hijinks?
Oh, I thought the bowler was his part.
No, that was Mike.
No, that was Mike's.
That's funny.
I think it's around the same point where we were doing the boulder, but we were in like a worse situation. We were on the a Cloud Giant's castle, and
Yep.
we tried to sneak in
Yeah.
at first, and
You
like
did pretty
everything-
okay because it passed without trays.
Yeah, and like then everything just went to shit somehow. I forget how it went to shit. We ended up dropping the boulder there. I know through like an observatory or something like
Yep.
that.
You did the thing that I just explained that you weren't allowed to do.
Yeah, this is before. Yeah.
Well, no, this was after. No. What had happened was you held the rock out over a cliff above the observatory, said the command word, and dropped it because it was turning into a boulder. So like you wouldn't be able to like say the command word and throw it, but you can say it and drop it. Like that's fine. But yeah, so the reason things went to shit was you stole the conch of teleportation, and that set off a bunch of magical alarms and pissed everyone off, and you guys tried to hide and failed. You fought an invisible stalker and threw a blanket over its head.
2 invisible stalkers.
2 invisible stalkers, and you threw a blanket over one of their heads. And I allowed that to work for some reason. Instead of him just going, no more blanket. Now I continue to be invisible and murder you.
Action.
No, it's definitely an interaction.
To doff a cloak.
Definitely to doff a cloak. But yeah, so Cloud Giant, Castle, Boulder, Observatory. Was there anything else to that thought, Luke?
No, it was just like that. It was just another like specific instance of hijinks, and like that was my overall favorite. Like I'm not trying to go to all the like the casino was definitely my favorite area, but like, I'm trying to stick to something that was in the book.
I'm really glad you guys enjoyed the
having some
casino.
issues.
I actually thought the casino was really rough when I ran it. So like hearing now that you really enjoyed that's cool.
My character had a moment in the casino.
You had a fucking moment.
Everybody likes when their character has a moment.
So your plan for the casino was that you went in as far traveler. I'm exotic, and I have a pair of kitties. And then
Bossy
Varys
just
went
followed me
in
around.
as staff.
Yeah.
Mike's character helped me manipulate tables.
I helped you cheat at chess or
And
dragon chess.
Something like that, yeah.
It wasn't Dragon Chess. It's like the specific game in the fucking
Dragon
module.
Ante.
No, it was a
It's
specific
specific
game in
to
the
the-
module. It was
yeah.
something stupid.
And I
But at
fucking
one point-
I utterly rocked my sleight of hand check to move the pieces unnoticed, and I
Yeah.
floundered the fuck out of my end check to do it in a way that was actually helpful.
So you cheated for the opponent by accident.
Yup.
Oh my god, Chad is still talking about Blanket being dead.
I mean,
How does a blanket die?
well, when he's a tiefling and gets eaten by a remoraz and dumped
And he's
into the
named
frigid
by
waters.
Chad, which is why his
Yeah.
name is fucking Blanket.
To this day, chat for naming him Blanket. Fuck you.
Fuck that guy.
His name is Deliverance. It's a tiefling named Deliverance, which is a fantastic name for a tiefling. And then Kyle's like, chat, pick my last name. Blanket. I like it. What?
I actually have a question for Storm King Sunder that I just thought of, which doesn't happen very often. Mike took notes for this campaign.
Yep.
And granted, Mike's notes are, oh god, like we should just like publish a snippet of Mike's notes. If you guys have ever been on any sort of forum and you're familiar with green text, it's green text. Okay.
It's not any forum. It's specifically
4chan.
4chan. Yeah.
Star-chan boards.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like very short sentences, lots of cursing, like your thoughts in between, like what's actually happening. We eventually stopped taking notes. I don't know when that happened. As players, do we feel less disconnected in between sessions when notes aren't taken?
Less disconnected in between sessions?
Yeah, because the notes you can reference during the week, you can maybe have a laugh about it, you can remember what happened, as opposed to the DM just giving a brief 30-second summary at the beginning of each session. I feel like taking notes adds something because it's how we interpret something, not the DM regurgitating something.
Yeah, it reaffirms our take of the situation.
Perspective.
That we're in.
Yeah.
I don't know so much if it like makes me feel more connected or anything like that, but I did value it before that reasoning.
I also found that we used to talk about our sessions in between sessions a lot more frequently in the past. Like we had Facebook groups, we had fucking like we would.
Luke was actually on Discord.
Oh my god, relax. This wasn't directed at Luke.
We never had Discord when I was.
No, we had Facebook chats and we used to talk about like in between sessions, and eventually we stopped doing that, and I stopped taking notes after we started streaming because I felt like I couldn't do both. I'm kind of sad about that.
You couldn't deal with chat and take notes and play the game.
Yeah.
It was either notes or chat. Yeah. That's some Luis and Ant-Man level of notes.
Yes!
And then I was like...
so on board with that.
We watched Ant-Man last night.
We did. And our horn in our Avernus vehicle is La Cucaracha.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because it's another Ant-Man reference. Fuck you. Yeah. I don't know, I kind of miss taking notes because I feel like I remembered shit a lot better. Like...
Andy points out, I actually have my players recap at the start of each session rather than him doing it. I tried that a few times, and what it ended up being was you guys flounder, and I end up filling in all of the details that are important.
I feel like that's really bad because I feel like that means we don't pay attention.
Yeah. Me too.
Oh my god. Stop! Dynamic did change when we started streaming.
Yeah, the dynamic changed drastically when we were streaming. So there's a focus, like when we start the episode, I'm not trying to recap the session for the players, I'm trying to recap for the viewers.
Yeah.
So that the viewers can follow along with the shit that's about to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm setting the stage for the session that's about to take place, not figuring out where the players think they are. But I have tried that in the past. Generally, it doesn't go fantastically because the players end up either because they forgot or just because they didn't realize yet that it's important, omitting things. It's kind of like, so the way that I see it, it's kind of like on TV shows when you see last time on this thing, and they tell you about all of the things...
In a little montage.
Previously on Avatar. It's like they tell you about all of the things that have happened previously that are going to be important this session.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I recap sessions is I don't recap exactly the last session. Yeah. I recap the events that have led you here. So instead of I kind of lose sight of that sometimes. So last episode of Avernus, I probably said something along the lines of, you took blood to Mordenkainen, and now you're at Haruman's Hill. Mm-hmm. What? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
What I should have said was, you tracked down the blood of a powerful fiend so that Mordenkainen would find one of the Fallen Three for you. And you asked him to find Haruman, and then went to Haruman's Hill. Something like that.
You're putting it on yourself, though. It's not.
But would you have been able to come up with that? At the start of the session?
No.
Right. I know the narrative structure. I know what's important. Mm-hmm. I know what's going to happen this session, roughly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm the only one who can craft the previously on Avatar.
Well,
Yeah.
the difference would be, the all the players together. Like, oh yeah, we talked to the guy about the blood. Yeah, Mordenkainen. Oh yeah, him, and just go back and forth to generate the full picture, hopefully.
Yeah.
Whereas you've got the whole story, fucking
It would
written
never
out in
be
your
the
head.
whole.
It would never be the whole picture though, and it would also take 5 times as long to get half the info.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I take over for that. Like, I have tried to let the players do it, but unless we literally have like a dedicated stenographer, for lack of a better word, like a dedicated historian, that's what people call it. Like for Storm King's Thunder, Mike, you were the historian, and I think at the start of each session, you read your notes from the previous session.
Yeah. Yeah, we started every session that way.
So, like, if you have a dedicated historian who's writing down every single thing that happens, sure, fantastic. Unless you have that, like, people are going to forget stuff, and it's my job to remind them because I know what was important. I'm not going to mention that fucking sick front flip Blanket did over an enemy to stab him in the back, even though that might end up in a player's notes, because that's not narratively important.
Right.
You're just going to mention that the enemy that he stabbed was the second in command of Zoriel's army.
Right.
I feel like reading Mike's notes at the beginning of every session was a really good way to start it off, just because they were fucking hilarious.
They're hilarious.
And then you remember things, and you're like, oh yeah, we fucked that guy up. I do kind of miss that. I want to start taking Mike level notes.
I would like to have a historian. I think it's a good thing. I have seen things where DMs will so it's kind of 2 rules in one. Number 1, you can't take inspiration from session to session. And number 2, if you do your job during a session, historian, treasurer, etc. There's a number of different jobs, normally bookkeeping. You get inspiration at the start of every session. So if you're the historian, you get inspiration at the start of every session.
I should have had inspiration at the beginning of every New Zerillion fucking
Do me a favor, shut up.
Also, your notes are way longer than Mike's.
Yeah, Steph's notes were complete sentences.
Yeah, were like, we fucked them up. Next sentence.
I was so into our homebrew that everything felt really important, which is why
Sometimes Mike's sentences were fuck.
Yeah.
That's a whole sentence.
That's a good sentence.
Yeah.
It's fucking versatile.
Conveys every emotion.
It does. It really fucking does.
Also, for the amount of notes I wrote for each session, that was a shitload of typing in between playing, and I never felt it.
Yeah, I don't know how you, like... Did you just ignore every time Oz was doing anything?
Oz trained the guards. That's what he did. And I would record that, and that would be that.
Yeah.
Do I have any more questions about Storm King's Thunder?
Hopefully. We're at an hour and a half. Like, we've been talking for a goddamn while.
We need to talk about the wet fart of head.
Oh yeah, okay. All right. So, all right.
I want to.
Okay.
Because like fuck.
I will set this up by saying Steph missed the final session because she had a migraine.
No, I pulled my back at work.
You pulled your back at work.
I literally couldn't sit up.
Yeah. She had to lay down all day.
Yeah.
Wasn't she contagious and we had the session at my place for that reason?
We had the session at your place because Steph didn't want to deal with, I don't know.
I was on so many muscle relaxers from pulling my back out. It was, I slept. I slept the entire time. Anyway.
Whatever.
So.
Being a nurse is hard.
But the point is, Steph missed the last session.
In our final session, at some point we found out that Hekaton was in the ice sea, the frozen sea.
Frozen something, yeah.
In the sea. We found him on a boat. We kill the bad guys on the boat. We free him, teleport back to his castle, fortress, whatever. He sits down in his throne, starts laying down the law to his daughters and his brother, and the blue dragon in disguise fucks off because, oh shit, Hekaton's back. He's going to see through my very good disguise. And he says to us, okay, we're going to take this fight to the dragons to, fuck them up for fucking with the Ordning.
Specifically that shitty blue dragon with her terrible disguise.
Yeah, let's go. And then the session ends. I was like, okay, next session we're going to fight a dragon. All right. And we were talking about it over the next week, and it was like, why are we going to fight the dragon? Like, that's the Giants' fight. Like, we did our job. We won. Go us. Why do we care?
Yeah.
So we
Actually,
just
we
didn't have that
want
final
the
session.
dragons to fight. We want them to have a harder time fighting each other, so they leave the small folk alone more.
So
Yeah.
not only did Steph miss the finale, so did we all, because we decided, no, that's stupid.
I remember Ian came home and I was like, how'd it go? He's like, we're done. We're fucking done.
Yeah.
It wasn't that immediate, was it?
It was, yeah, no, like I was like, okay, so like Hekaton wants you guys to go track down Imrith and fuck her up, and you guys are like, why would we do that?
Yeah.
And I literally just stared at you, and I was just like,
Yeah, okay.
good point.
I have no answer for that. Okay,
I have no
good,
answer
good,
for this.
Good campaign.
Yeah.
So was there supposed to be a big finale between us and Iron?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a whole separate chapter at the end of the book where you invade her lair. But here's the problem, Hekaton.
Oh, also, the fight was supposed to be, like, he sends his giant enforcers with us, and it's like, here, we have, like, a fucking task force to go do this.
It was gonna be
Go with them.
It was gonna be Hekaton and 3 other storm giants, and then
And some
each
small
of you, each of you gets a potion of giant size,
Cool.
which is that legendary magic item that makes you huge and gives
Oh,
you.
fuck!
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that one. Shit.
Yeah.
That thing's awesome.
So you all get fucking huge and you fight along the storm giants. Here's the problem. Here's the entire problem with that entire chapter. Hekaton and 3 storm giants, on their own, would hilariously shit stomp this dragon.
So why do they need you?
What the fuck do they need you for?
Yeah.
And the reason why they would hilariously shit stomp the dragon is because it's a blue dragon.
Yeah.
Blue dragon's breath weapon is lightning.
Oh.
It's like 20d8 lightning damage that the storm giants don't take because they're immune to lightning.
Why didn't they pick another dragon?
Because they're fucking stupid.
They could have
Chris
picked any other
Perkins.
dragon.
You could have picked any other fucking dragon, but you had to pick Imrith,
Dude,
who
don't-
doesn't even change
dude,
her name when
dude,
she
don't just
invades
blame
Storm
him.
Giant Court.
It's okay. He wasn't the only one on the project.
I don't know, man. Blue dragons are cool. They got horns.
You're not
They may
wrong.
They are the coolest looking dragon.
Yeah.
I will give them that.
Ancient
I don't know, the
blue-
fucking-
how big is their fucking... No, I don't want the blue dragon mask.
No,
I
like-
searched ancient blue dragon.
I think the gold dragon with those fucking crazy fucking wings are pretty cool.
Yeah, but there's
16
other ones.
D10.
I'm talking just
16
chromatic.
D10 lightning damage on a blue dragon's breath weapon, and storm giants are just like... K.
They don't absorb it.
No, they're just immune.
Chromatic dragon's coolest to least coolest, I'd probably say blue, black,
Storm giant, immune to lightning and
red,
thunder.
green, white.
Like, the 4 storm
I
giants
actually
would
like
just
white.
hilariously
Yeah.
murder the
It's
shit out of a
more
blue
of a
dragon.
like bestial lizard-like thing rather than like a dragon. It's
Like a
'cause
pretty
it's-
dragon. Yeah.
Yeah, it's more of a dumb, like lumbering beast thing. Not, but
Actually-
it's not like super dumb. But, you know.
I actually don't know the characteristics of metallic dragons off the top of my head. I remember
They don't have any.
it was a D&D actually question. There are characteristics for each of the metallics.
And none of them are any different from one another, let's be real.
People got it right.
Here's the characteristics of metallic dragons. They're
They're assholes.
Whiny children.
whiny teenagers.
Yeah.
What campaign was that? That was Tyranny.
Tyranny.
Yeah. Fuck those
Yeah.
guys.
Worst. So dumb.
I'm out of questions.
I don't know which metallic dragons I hate more, the ones from the original Tyranny or from the speedrun. Because the
No,
speedrun
definitely.
Definitely
no,
the
Tyranny.
original.
Yeah, definitely the
well,
original.
hang on, because the speedrun, it was, oh shit, time crunch. Fly for 2 days. Yeah, we'll help you. That could have been ascending!
This meeting could have been an email!
All you working from home, you can relate. Where did Luke go? I didn't even see him leave.
I don't know, he
You
just fucking
vaporized?
disappeared.
Dude, I bet his clothes are on his chair. Like, he just fucking poofed.
He got up and walked away. You guys were
I
retarded.
didn't see
didn't
it.
see him.
I
I
was
am out of
losing my shit
questions,
laughing and I saw him.
Yeah, it's like...
We can't all be as observant as you,
No,
Mike.
like the 2 days of flying was just me fucking with you guys.
Fucking dickhead.
But the dragons being total whiny
Mad
teenager
booze.
bullshits. There's beer in the fridge. The dragons being total whiny bullshit teenagers it's in the module.
Fucking dragons.
Oh,
Yeah,
got it.
it's just like the whole go with Hecaton to kill Imrith felt like such a fucking victory lap that it's just like,
It didn't even feel like a victory lap.
Why?
It felt like this is above my pay grade. What the fuck? I did my job. Leave me alone. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
fucking jack off.
I fixed the problem. I'm a hero now.
You said that as Luke walked.
I
in.
deserve some
I'm
R&R.
just gonna sit here and jack off.
No, go over there and jack off.
No, please don't. Ian posted Mike's notes that he had posted on Reddit 4 years ago,
Oh god.
saying, "This is my player's notes from a campaign." 14 upvotes. And then one of the comments says, "Not sure I could continue to sit at the same table with this player. I knew took notes using slang and grammar like that. It would be hard to resist killing it with fire. Hey, can I see your notes? Sure. Why are you burning my notes?" I love it. Oh my
Well,
god.
fuck you, buddy.
No, there is someone else who's like, "This is beautiful, thank you."
Fucking right.
That was 4 years ago, shit. And that was Tyranny, because I see Nox.
Hey.
Hey. Fucking Keanu Reeves up in here.
We peek in and see a giant fucking fire. The fire's fucking blue and giving off yellow light. Fuel for the fire is bones, not wood. A single dude is dancing around the fire and chanting in a ton of voices. It's some creepy fuck with a head for torso. He's like, "Oi, fuck off, mates." That is goddamn beautiful.
Fuck? What? Who was that?
That was Rar Harikal, the spirit of celebration.
Oh, I remember that guy.
Okay. I was like, this is not in Tyranny of Dragons. I was
No,
like,
that's
Lizard? Like, what?
no, that
Yeah.
was from the homebrew extension to Tyranny.
I don't fucking remember that.
I'm out of shit. So, do you want to maybe make a poll? No, you don't want to do a Twitch poll again, do you?
I can do a Twitch poll.
I
Or
got
do you
lots
want
of
to do a
channel points.
Discord poll?
I can do a Twitch poll. What?
I don't know, just about like what we
I mean,
should
we can do
do
both.
next week.
All right. So what's our next topic? What are the options?
Like, I had options, but like,
We'll read them fucking off so I,
I
can
feel like some of
type
them are
them.
shit.
Cool. Read them off so I can type them.
So the
Different-
shit ones won't be voted for.
The shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
alright. Different player styles and how to work with them.
Oh my god. All right. I don't have a lot of characters, so different player styles.
Dealing
Buil-
with different players.
building,
I don't have enough characters.
building
Well, fuck me.
No, for the second one, building D&D characters. But how do I make that?
Building popular character.
There you go.
Nope. I don't have time. I don't have room for that. Wait.
Twitch polls are shit.
Popular
Making characters.
popular characters in D&D.
There you go. Tips for new DMs.
Tips for new.
If we do
DMs.
tips for new DMs,
We'll get a bunch of DMs.
Yeah, we'll get a
and
bunch
not,
of
and not
DMs.
Mike because he's a scrub.
Hey, man.
What?
What? And not Mike. Mike won't be our guest because he's.
Oh,
not a
I
DM.
see. Would I still be a guest?
You're
You could
technic-
probably.
You're
run
the
it.
host, moron.
Yeah, but I'm not a DM. Oh, I guess.
He says 3 days before DMing.
It's gonna be a shit show. All right, I'm not a
Shit
DM.
show.
Problem players and how to deal with them.
Dealing with problem players.
Tips on writing
Nope.
homebrew.
Dealing with shitty players. Nope. Dealing with bad players.
Dealing with shit
life.
players.
Dealing with
Yeah.
shit players, I think, is literally the most. Yep. Dealing with shit players is exactly how many characters I have.
Nailed it.
Tips on writing homebrew.
Tips
writing
on
homebrew.
writing homebrew.
Writing homebrew.
That fits.
Oh, that fits.
All right, we're gonna do a 5-minute poll. We're not doing.
No, wait! I have
Oh.
one more good one.
I have no more.
All right, we'll get rid of one of them and put D&D trivia night because I really like that.
All right,
idea.
we're gonna get rid of popular characters in D&D
I really
because I hate that one. D&D
Suck
trivia
it,
night.
Cloud Strife.
We're gonna allow
Suck it.
additional votes for 100 bits.
100 bits. Oh, fuck, I'm blasting this thing now.
Oh no,
Bits.
I like building D&D
Oh,
characters.
bits,
You
fuck.
fucking suck. Get rid
Bits.
of dealing with problem players and reinsert building.
Yeah, because that's kind of
Popular.
Under-
Wait, hold up.
Under what?
one of the other things that you said.
Yeah, like player types.
How the fuck do
blah,
I
blah, blah.
summarize that?
Yeah. What?
Building character. We're just gonna call it building character.
Make a man.
Mega Man. Mega Man. Mega
All right,
Man.
start the poll. Let's go.
All right. Vote now. Use your channel points.
Nope, no channel points, just bits.
Oh, really?
Extra votes for bits.
Oh, what the fuck? That's mean.
I don't want Luna Raya to just shit on the poll again.
Luna Raya isn't here!
I don't
I'll shit
want
on the
someone
poll.
like Luna Raya to shit on the poll
Oh my
again.
god.
I've got 23,000 channel points. I'm not afraid to use them.
Oh, explain trivia night. So at some point, there's no VOD of it because we got so drunk it was a fucking nightmare, and I deleted it because it was embarrassing. I did D&D Jeopardy / actually, where I created phrases and then you had to find the wrong part of the phrase. We would do something like that. We would do D&D Jeopardy. I fooled around with the idea of like Wheel of Fortune, and we'd have some like cheesy wheel, and like I'd have some phrase from D&D or fucking something. I'd have thought that Family Feud might be fun, and it would be players versus viewers on trivia about our stream. I don't know how that would work. That would take a lot of prep on my part.
Yeah.
But yeah, some sort of fucking trivia bullshit. Oh, I didn't vote yet. I'm gonna vote building characters just to piss Ian off.
You're gonna vote when no one else votes for. Wait until the end.
Ian, did you vote?
What?
Did you vote?
I have not yet voted.
Vote. Grab me a beer. Did you grab me? I love you. Did you hit your knee off your desk again?
Me?
Yeah.
What the fuck? All trivia night. Jesus.
Shit, that's a lot of prep on my part.
That's why I voted for it.
I voted for not that. I can't spend bits on my own channel.
I only got like 8 questions, so that's all you got.
The worst part is I don't think we might not get through everything on Monday.
Building characters. It's fine. I'm playing FF7 right now, so we'll just do all of the FF7 characters. Right,
Rip it
Mike?
and rip it, baby!
How do you make Red 13?
Tabaxi.
But he's a wolf thing.
He's a cat. He's Leonin. He's feline. Steph looked it up
I looked it up because Ian was
I was
fucking
belligerent
arguing
that he's
with
not
me
a
to-
cat.
I just look up, I'm like, yeah, it's a cat. He's like, nah, it's not a cat.
He's not
It's
a cat. He's feline.
It's
No, he's a cat.
fucking cat.
We got a lot of votes for trivia night, though.
Oh my god!
Here's the thing. Chat's not deciding what we do. We're just gauging interest. So apparently there's really high interest for trivia night. So you should work on that. But that doesn't mean next week will be trivia night. We don't know
I
what
could
next.
just do it instead of working.
Yeah, just fuck work.
Yeah.
We have a week of vacation.
Woo!
The first week
Not
of
this
June.
coming week, but next week.
Yeah, so I actually have time to work on shit. I could like craft 2. I could probably get enough questions for like 2 trivia nights. Do you think I would have to do 2 rounds of Jeopardy or just 1?
I think you would need to do double Jeopardy. Well,
Why?
for last call,
For last call.
So, okay, so if you're doing like regular ass fucking Jeopardy and you're keeping it as tight as Alex Trebek, that's 22 minutes of
It's
content.
not going to be as tight as Alex
If you're
Trebek.
keeping it half as tight as Alex Trebek, that's 44 minutes of content for double Jeopardy.
I am not Alex Trebek. That poor man
If you're
survived
keeping it
cancer. He is a
half
god.
as tight as Alex Trebek,
Yeah.
it's still only 44 minutes of content for double Jeopardy. So let's say you're 1/4 as tight as Alex Trebek, you can get an hour and a half if you do 2 rounds of Jeopardy.
Yeah. Are both of you interested in that? Or do I have to find more people?
Well, it depends on
Yeah.
the topic, because if it's on
It's
the stream,
D&D.
I don't watch the stream. Then I'm utterly.
It'd probably just be D&D. Luke's questions specifically are about Dungeon of the Mad Mage, apparently.
No, I would make it
No.
general D&D
No?
knowledge.
No, I was going on YouTube and turning on every single random video and then clicking a random time step and watching 5 minutes to see if I can get a blur.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Fuck.
Also, I would do general D&D knowledge for Mike because he couldn't make it to the last one. It's probably better that you didn't make it because we all got outrageously drunk except for Luke.
We all got ridiculously drunk.
No, Jacobs didn't either.
He was pretty drunk.
Sean didn't drink either.
Jacobs was pretty drunk. Do you remember the rust monster that he drew for the rest of the night? No, hold on. Do you remember his answer to name all of the 6th level spells you can?
I kept that paper because it's gold. I kept it. I'm going to hang it up somewhere.
Longtooth Shifter, yeah. All right, so the poll's over, and D&D Trivia Night won with 4 votes. In second place is Building Characters with 2 votes, and a 3-way tie between different player styles, tip for new DMs, and tips on writing homebrew with 1 vote apiece.
All right, I'm going to
We got a whole 9 votes.
That's fine. I'm going to try and make D&D Jeopardy a thing for next Friday. It might not happen. And if not, I think we're going to default to building characters. Because that's something that you guys are supposed to do on the spot, and you're supposed to ramble out loud, and you're,
right.
You know what I mean?
Alright, so you find a way to get viewers or Discord to pick characters that we have to build. And we'll do it on the spot.
Fuck.
I mean,
Or you can just say we're doing FF7 and we spend a whole session doing all of the FF7 characters. I'm down with that.
How many FF7
There are
fans
9.
do we have?
There are 9. Oh, fans.
What about Sephiroth?
Fuck Sephiroth.
Ooh,
Did you know
he's
that-
Sephiroth is Hexblade 20, Fighter 20.
They
Blade
all
Singer
can be
20.
Hexblade 20, Fighter 20.
Shut up.
Oh, how do you pick oh, no. You know what building characters does?
I don't. Oh, yeah, they tell you, this is what you do at level
This is
1,
the
this is what you do at level
progression.
2, this is what you do at level 3.
Fuck that.
I feel like you guys should just build level 20 characters.
No, definitely not level 20. You
No?
figure... I would say that you gauge their relative power level inside their fiction and try to decide what level they would be.
Alright.
Or, as you're going through the building process, you pick a level for them at which you can accurately represent all their abilities.
Yeah. The online level.
Yeah, the online level, essentially. Yeah, it's like, this is when the build becomes this guy.
Would both of you be interested in doing that, Luke and Mike?
Yeah, I'm doing it.
I'm just wondering if we need to ask other people to be on last call to do, like, both of these ideas.
I think player styles could be cool, and if as a fallback, if instead of, I don't know. I literally just read a research paper on the 8 kinds of fun.
Oh yeah, Ian actually polled all of his
I
current
polled
players.
them. 5 of them responded.
Yeah.
Mike.
Yeah, Mike.
Hey, man.
Hey,
Dude,
I was one of the first persons to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I said Mike.
I started looking at that and I was like, I have no fucking idea. Like, I don't analyze why
Yeah,
I
Mike has no
do or-
idea what fun is.
Shut
I-
up.
I don't analyze why I do or don't like something. I just say, yes, I like this. No, I don't like this. I
So
don't.
what numbers do you like?
I don't know.
Say,
Don't
what
analyze.
numbers
Just
do
pick
you
the one
like?
know. Yeah. Just pick the number that you like that matches with the letter.
You have to know what's important for you based on what you've already played, and that helps.
Yeah, but that requires introspection and retrospection, and Mike ain't about that.
Nah, fuck that.
Ian mostly did that to see.
I did it so that I could build groups that get along.
Which hasn't been a problem, but it helps considering we kind of have 2 or 3 different groups of people right now we play with on the Gilded Troll.
Yeah.
So it's like, where can we mix and match for a new campaign?
Without causing horrible meltdowns.
Right.
Like, I feel like if we put AJ and Emily in the same room, shit would not go well.
So stuff like that is helpful to know so we could start, because Avernus is kind of winding down, so.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to starting the next thing, which I don't know what it's going to be, but it might be Odyssey of the Dragon Lords.
The fuck is that?
Oh man.
Ooh.
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 I forgot that. Forgot about that. Shit, is anyone gonna watch that? Because that's not official D&D content.
Tim says he would love it.
Wait,
Tim, you love everything we do.
Tim, you've said we could sit here eating a sandwich on stream and it would be good
No,
content.
he said he would watch us organize our fucking cabinets.
That's what it
and
was.
he'd watch it.
Yeah, he would watch
Fuck
us
you.
organize our spice cabinets.
I thought maybe the D&D cabinets. That could be that.
Nope,
yeah, that could
kitchen
be
cabinet.
interesting.
Reorganize our kitchen
Spice-
cabinets. He'd watch it.
No, it's so
What the
nice to
fuck?
know people
It's-
watch for
it's 'cause I'm hot.
personalities and not just like the actual content we're playing. That's kind of cool.
No, Tim's just watching because I'm hot.
I mean,
I watch for the people.
there you go.
Yeah. So we'll figure out over the course of the next week what we're gonna do next session. If either you or Luke can crank out a shitload of Jeopardy questions, I'm guessing Luke probably can't because he works 60 hours a week.
Mhm.
I'll try.
But if you guys can crank out some Jeopardy questions, then we'll do that.
Yo, players, give me Jeopardy questions. I'll plug it in and I'll credit you.
And by players, she means viewers.
Viewers, shit, not players.
Uh,
I'm like 5
get-
years in.
I'll give you all the questions you want, just so I can answer them later.
Yeah.
No, seriously, if you guys, and Andy was so fucking helpful for D&D, and so was Chris.
Yeah. Great.
If I can get that level of help, I can absolutely crank this out in a week. Absolutely. Help me. I need help.
We'll just rename the Actually channel to D&D Jeopardy.
Yeah, there you go. Join the Discord, please help.
Which is already, players aren't allowed in there.
We don't have Jeopardy in the UK. I don't know how it works.
Okay, so the host asks a question. So the host
That
makes a
works.
statement, and then the contestant has to ask the question that would have caused the host to answer with that statement.
Hang on. The main big bad in Tyranny of Dragons, or this big bad in Tyranny of Dragons, was the blah blah blah.
Who is Tiamat?
Who is Tiamat?
Yeah.
Correct. That's
Oh
Jeopardy.
man, I did not word mine like that.
Well, then you didn't Jeopardy.
I mean, you can
I
ask
did
a question.
questions.
Trivia's
Oh,
trivia.
you put just questions?
Who cares?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be in that format.
It doesn't
but
have to be
ask a
the
question,
Jeopardy format.
Get an
Yeah,
answer,
it's
be
just
the first one to buzz
it's just
in.
trivia.
That's
Ask
it.
a question, give an answer.
Right.
Go.
Sounds dumb, but sure. You sound dumb.
It's gimmicky as hell, but
It's pretty
It
gimmicky.
is.
It doesn't have to be Jeopardy. We'll use a Jeopardy board
is a
for it.
national fucking treasure. So
National Treasure of Canada. We can't claim him.
No.
We certainly can. We claim a lot of shit that we have no claim to.
I mean, we can try.
How can we... Can we include viewer
No.
input in something like Jeopardy?
No.
No?
It's too fast paced to really include viewers in
Yeah, I
any meaningful
guess.
way.
Okay. I was just curious.
Anything else you guys wanna talk about? Storm King's Thunder?
There's nothing left, man.
Fuck giants.
Fuck Giants.
It's like
Fuck that guy.
I think the takeaway is the story is garbage. Other than that, the content in the book is usable.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a bunch of info about the Sword Coast, don't buy the Sword Coast Adventurers Guide. That would make sense. Instead, buy Storm King's Thunder.
Should have been published as a resource guide, not a
Jesus,
module.
Tim, what the fuck is wrong with you?
What? Oh god.
Snoo.
Oh god. Alright, we're gonna wrap it up.
we're gonna wrap
So, join us on. So, Rick and Morty is not a thing anymore. We
Nope,
don't have
we
anything
finished.
currently on Sunday.
Won't.
Join us on Monday. It's Ian's birthday.
It's my birthday!
I'm DMing something from DM's Guild.
I love
It's called Attack on Copper Coil. There will be no summons.
No summons.
Wednesday. Ian's not sure if he's going to do DM prep this week, considering
I
we're
might
doing
do it
something else on
Tuesday.
Monday. So maybe Tuesday. Join the Discord to find out if he's going to do it or not. Wednesday will be Descent to Avernus.
And then next Friday is Last Call, which might be trivia, might
Yeah.
be building characters.
Yeah. Plugs. Discord's
Plugs.
down below. We have
Twitter's
a YouTube
down
channel.
below. I'm actually making an effort to post more on Twitter. I actually tweeted today.
Good for you,
I'm Luke.
honey. Good for you.
Yeah. So thanks for existing. Thanks for joining. Thanks. Can you summon shots instead?
To
I
Mike
thought-
and Luke,
I
thanks
thought-
for existing.
I thought about it. Yeah. I feel like we need a good number for shots.
What?
What?
Good number for shots.
Like viewers donating shots to me for my birthday.
Oh god, Zach.
300 bits for my 30th. Not a shot, like a Jello shot.
Let's make Jello shots now.
We'd have to buy Jello. We weren't planning on going food shopping
I'm already
this weekend.
baking you a cake, running you a module,
baking me a cake?
prepping fucking D&D Jeopardy.
You
I
do
got
know I'm
fucking
capable of
surf
making
and turf
You
ready.
do know I'm capable of making Jello
Make
shots, right?
Jello.
You do know I'm capable of making
You're gonna
Jello
make your own
shots.
Jello shots for
You
your
know I'm
birthday?
capable.
What?
Make some Jello.
We have gelatin in the cabinet.
Make
I
some
shit you
No,
not.
we don't.
Yes, we do.
We're all out.
We use it for beef stew.
Okay, this is not D content.
Alright, we're leaving. Goodbye.
Thanks for being
Good night.
here. Bye.
Stay safe, guys.
Yellow.
Bye.